Hello, hello, hello. How are you all today? Welcome to the Conversation with Stevie. I am Dr. Stevie Aisha Mills, and this is the place where we uncover the why behind what people do. And so today I am super excited to tell you what I do because I want to tell you my why as well. I really specifically help you to make sure you're using your knowledge and expertise to make money online. I do that so that you can live the life of your dreams and live a life that you absolutely love. Today we have such an amazing guest who is near and dear to me, and I cannot wait to introduce her to all of you. So, Miss Vera, hello. Vera Thomas, how are you?
Hello. I am blessed and highly favored. Thank you for having me.
Yes, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. The thing that I know for sure is that the best introduction that we can ever give is one of ourselves. So please do go ahead and introduce yourself to everyone.
Well, I am Vera Thomas. I have the Vera Thomas Show that airs every Tuesday at 7 o'clock. I am a best-selling author of several books. I am a transformational coach. I am also a poet and an international speaker. And I am focusing right now on parents and their children to instill greatness in themselves as well as their children. My background spans over 40 years as a trainer. I've worked with companies, organizations, schools, and churches. I've worked with youth and adults and senior citizens. So that's me in a nutshell.
Perfect. And so why is your love for children so strong?
You know, I grew up with no confidence, no self-esteem. I was bullied and ridiculed and told things like you're stupid, you're dumb, you're fat, you're ugly, you're nothing, you'll never be anything. And I do not want any child to ever feel like I did as a child. And so it's very important to me that parents recognize the impact that they have on their children's lives. And when you consider the second cause of death for 10-year-olds to 26-year-olds is suicide, parents have got to be more engaged in their children's lives. And that's my why. I don't want any child to ever feel less than.
Wow. I did not know that stat about suicide. And
yeah.
that is amazing. So as you do your work, what have you been doing to really help those inside of the quarantine times? Because we know that school specifically in 2020 was very much different. Parents didn't know what to do. So what kind of strategies were you able to help with last year?
Well, you know, because children were around their parents pretty much 24/7 during COVID. Parents were working from home, and so the stress levels were just through the roof. And so when parents are stressed, of course, that stress transfers over to their children. So one of the things that I have strongly encouraged when people become upset or frustrated with their children, yelling can be so detrimental to a child's life. And so keeping and helping parents remain calm when disciplining their children. Even Scripture says a soft voice turns away wrath. And so teaching and helping parents understand, we can tell when we're getting ready to get all riled up. So if we can just maintain a calmness about ourselves when we're talking to our children, then you're going to get better results. In fact, studies show that yelling only amplifies bad behavior. Yelling can cause all kinds of physical problems, emotional problems. It can cause stomach aches, backaches, headaches. It can cause depression, anxiety, and we wonder why kids become reticent and inward. And oftentimes it's because of a fear of being yelled at. So then they don't say anything. And then parents are not able to engage with their children because their children are afraid to talk to them. And so yelling is something that I do talk about, throwing up in a child's face what they did yesterday, what they did a week ago. Those kinds of things can make a child feel less than. So understanding that each day is a new day, each day is a clean slate, that's another thing that I talk about. And parents a lot of times are bringing in baggage from their own past, and it's transferred over to their children. And so things like blaming other people for our circumstances, our situations, kids see that and they become that way. Parents throwing, yelling at them, as I said before, but also attacking the individual rather than the behavior. Instead of calling your child out of their name or belittling them when they've misbehaved, look at the behavior and talk about the behavior without attacking the individual. And that's not only for children, but that's even in our relationships. So oftentimes we want to belittle people and call them names when we're angry with them. Attack the behavior based on facts and evidence. Those are just a couple of the things that I try to talk about when I'm talking with parents.
And what are some ways we can have positive outlets? Would it be to, one of my clients who talks about blowing bubbles when you're angry, would it be that you could go for a run, a walk? What are some of the things that you've been able to see over your extensive amount of years that you spent in this industry to really go from being that angry person to, being stressed less?
That's a good question. One of the things, like you said, walking away. If you're not able to calmly discuss an issue, then put it on hold for a minute. Calm yourself, and then come back and address the issue. Taking walks, breathing, just taking deep breaths. And also, I rely on Scripture a lot. And so there's a Scripture that says, peace, be still. Peace, be still. And I find as I say that, it calms me, and it will calm you as well. Peace, be still. And another thing is laughter, injecting laughter. Laughter is great medicine. And sometimes we're so angry, and we have to look at ourselves and look at how we're acting, and it can become humorous because we're so out of control. So those are some of the things that I encourage. Walk away, take deep breaths, do time out for yourself, and then come back and address the issue.
Why is transformation so important to who we are?
Because we're either green and growing or ripe and rotten. And so understanding that we are constantly changing. We're changing by moving forward, or we're changing by moving back. And we cannot stay the same. You hear people say, well, I've been like this all my life. I can't change. That's a misnomer. That is incorrect, because we're either changing by moving forward or we're changing by moving back. And therefore, we need to transform. Scripture says, be ye transformed by the renewing of our minds. So how do we renew our minds? We renew our minds through learning, through reading, through new experiences, trying different things. Another thing, oftentimes we get stuck in our ways. Try going a different direction rather than oftentimes we go the same way from point A to point B every day, the same way. Try a different route. You might see something that's interesting. You might see something that will lead you towards what it is you're trying to do. And so transformation is critical again, we're either green and growing or we are ripe and rotten. And I've seen 12, 13, 14-year-olds that are ripe and rotten. I've seen 60, 70, 80, 90-year-olds that are green and growing because they continue to learn and grow and become all that God has intended us to become.
What is the way that we can implement transformation quickly?
One way is through affirmation, speaking life into yourself, speaking life into your children, speaking life into those that are around you. So self-talk is so important. And remember, it's okay to talk to yourself. It's even okay to answer yourself. You just never say to yourself, what did you say? And so affirmations, speaking life into yourself, reading, those things are instrumental and very helpful.
Awesome. And what would you say would be one of your favorite things about being an international speaker? That sounds exciting.
Oh, man, just, speaking is just one of my passions. It really is. And knowing that I can share and impart some knowledge, some wisdom that may change a life, whether it's in the United States or across the ocean. Being able to speak life into people through my speaking is just so rewarding. And to know that for someone to say to me, you really touched me, it really made a difference what you said.
Awesome. And you said that you are an author of several, and you emphasize the word several. So I want to talk about the fact of being an author. What has that been like? Did you ever think you were going to be an author?
As you know, I am a poet, and all my life people have said, you need to write a book. But I never did it. And now I have, by the end of 2022, I would have co-authored at least 17 books and written 4 myself. And the thought of being able to put pen to paper, and, growing up in English was always an area of strength for me. And my teacher in 10th grade, he was so encouraging of me. And so writing has been something that kind of comes easy to me. But I never thought that I would be an author, especially to the magnitude that I am. And so it is just phenomenal. It's exciting to be able to put your thoughts down on paper and to be able to write things that are going to uplift, encourage, motivate, inspire, and educate. It's just so rewarding.
Absolutely. So as we are preparing to end the conversation, oh my gosh, the time goes by so quickly when we are in the midst of having fun with our guests. But one thing I want to tell you for sure is that one of the last questions we have before we get your contact information is about a fill-in-the-blank question. It's one that we ask everybody who comes to have a conversation with me, and it goes like this. Dr. Stevie, we cannot leave the conversation today without everyone knowing, and then you fill in the blank.
Dr. Stevie, we cannot leave the conversation today without people knowing that my passion and purpose directs me, leads me, and guides me to help transform lives.
Awesome. And I know that you also have been one of my clients this year. I just wanted you to tell people why you said yes to the fact of being my client.
Well, Dr. Stevie, your energy, your authenticity, your knowledge, your wisdom, it has really helped me you have the ability to force people to get things done. And that's what I love about you, and you never give up on a person. Sometimes I know that it looks like I'm dragging my feet with some things that you have encouraged me to do, and you having that faith and belief in my abilities just makes me gravitate towards you even more. It makes me want to be like Dr. Stevie.
Awesome. And, of course, thank you so much for your kind words, and you are appreciated. You are somebody who is out here shaking the world up. And I want to ask you definitely, of course, for your contact information as well so people can stay connected.
I can be reached on Instagram at vera.thomas.779. My email is instillinggreatness1117@gmail.com. My Facebook page is The Vera Thomas Show. I'm also on YouTube and on LinkedIn. If you put in Vera Thomas on LinkedIn, you will find me. And I'm on Twitter, but I don't use Twitter that much. So LinkedIn, Instagram, email, Facebook, that's how you can reach me. My website is in the process of being finalized.
Awesome. Well, everybody, we have had a conversation with Vera today, yes, and it has been amazing. You all definitely connect with Vera. Thank you so much for stopping by to have a conversation with us today.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I really, really appreciate it so much. I love you, Dr. Stevie. I just think the world of you. I really do.
Love you too. Yes, ma'am. You're out here doing some amazing stuff. I see you moving and shaking and inspiring. I love it. I am Dr. Stevie Aisha Mills. Y'all, if you just want to stay connected to me, just know how to spell my first name correctly, Stevii, Stevie, and you can go to workwithstevie.com. Again, workwithstevie.com. And what I will tell you is what I tell everybody at the end of everything I do, and that is to make it a great day. Don't have a great day. Make it a great day. Why? Because you, and yes, you too have the power to do so. Bye for now.